Hey guys, welcome to Living with Asperger's. I know I said I'd be posting on a weekly basis, but I need to get this off my chest right now. 13 Reasons Why is getting a second season, and one of my friends thinks that the TV show is preventing suicide. I have evidence that it's doing the exact opposite. And this evidence is very clear. It's all over the news. Psychologists themselves are calling out the show for being a vehicle for teenagers to get pushed over the edge. Now, I myself have been in that situation before. I have wanted to commit suicide in the past. And I'm telling you this right now, everything that TV show does is glorify suicide and make suicide look like the only way out. Not only am I going to prove that the show is completely unrealistic, but that its unrealisticness is what is pushing people over the edge. So the number one thing that I wanted to point out is that the school seems to be completely clueless that the teenage girl in the series is about to commit suicide. Schools have entire psychology offices dedicated to making sure that their students are safe. This includes suicide prevention. Every year during Suicide Awareness Month, or even before then, schools send out mailing letters to parents and otherwise that are saying, hey, if your teenager is displaying any of these symptoms, they're probably going to commit suicide fairly soon and you should probably call a doctor or something like that to figure out what's wrong with them. And they're completely right. That is the way to handle suicide. And in the TV show, 13 Reasons Why, the school is completely clueless. It's like they don't even understand what suicide is to begin with. It's like they don't even know what suicide is. Because the teachers, even though the symptoms are extremely clear, they don't even know or don't even care that this girl's about to commit suicide. In real life, if that actually happened, the parents actually have the right to sue the school for not acting on their child's mental behavior. They actually have the right to sue the school. If it were realistic, the parents of that girl in the TV show would be suing the ever-living fuck out of the school. Okay? So, the second thing that's unrealistic are the students. The student body. So, I remember when I was in high school and middle school, we'd have these assemblies. And we usually have somebody that was at one point a suicide victim or a bullying victim come in and talk about the symptoms of suicide. Now, I know that middle school is not that bad, but this is taking place in a high school where students are a bit more caring and they're starting to mature to the point to where they're like, okay, maybe I should actually help people rather than hurt them. So, in the high school, all of the students are extremely narcissistic. They're so narcissistic, in fact, that they don't give a shit about anything but this girl and bullying the shit out of her. No one else in the school seems to get bullied except for her. That is the key there. That's what makes it unrealistic. In real high schools, there are hundreds of bullying cases every single day. But in this TV show and in this particular high school, for some reason, only this girl gets bullied. And only her. There aren't any other mentions of any other students in the school getting bullied, which is unfortunate because that would be the thing that would completely blow my theory apart. So then there is the third part, which is schools are actually banning kids from watching the TV show on campus and are now starting to ban the book that was released in 2007 that's based off of the initial series. Which is a good thing. I'm not saying that that is a bad thing. It is a very good thing considering that teenage suicide rates have actually gone up since the show aired on Netflix. And now Netflix is seriously considering removing it because everyone is telling them to do so. Which I completely support. If there is a TV show that is actively putting people's mental health and physical health in danger, it should not be on TV. You know, if YouTube sees a video of somebody dying, they remove it immediately. There's no questions asked. But, you know, if Netflix gets a TV show that's literally causing people to kill themselves, they don't seem to care. Which I call bullshit on. because they should care. It's their TV show, and they should have quality control representatives monitoring everything that happens on the TV show. So the fourth thing is the behavior of everyone is completely unrealistic, including the main characters. The main characters continually feel hopeless. And then the parents, even though their daughter just committed suicide, are acting like they were always behind her. Usually when somebody commits suicide, everyone feels the same level of grief for weeks on end. You know, when you commit suicide, people don't remember you for being a nice person or whatever. They remember you for committing suicide and taking your own life instead of asking for help. Okay, that is the message that I'm trying to get across in this video. Committing suicide is going to make things worse for everyone, including you, even though you are dead. People won't remember you for all the great things that you did and how friendly you were. No, they're going to remember you because you took your own life instead of asking for help. Could you imagine what would happen if I committed suicide? Could you imagine how many people I would affect? Could you even imagine how devastating it would be? My parents love me, and so does my little brother. If I took my own life right now, they would be completely devastated. You know? And once again, I would not be remembered for doing YouTube or making art or whatever. I would be remembered for taking my own life. And the proof exists in people who have committed suicide and have failed their attempt at suicide. Okay? Those people are not remembered for being good people. They're remembered for attempting to take their own life. Alright? And that's all they're remembered for. That is the thing that is so scary about this TV show. They are making suicide look like a good thing, which is the exact opposite of what they should be doing. The fifth thing I'm going to say are the actual symptoms of suicide, because I kind of went into meltdown mode there. I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about this, obviously. But knowing the symptoms of suicide are far more helpful than me just explaining reasons for the show. So the very first big symptom is that the person is depressed. Just because the person is depressed doesn't mean they're going to commit suicide, but their chances of doing it are higher. So if the person is depressed and they're showing physical symptoms of depression, then that is easily one of the very first signs that you should take notice of. The second symptom is that they suddenly become really happy one day for no readily apparent reason, and they start giving away their stuff to their close friends and family. That's the second sign. And this is the most obvious sign, but sometimes this doesn't happen. And usually it's when there's an impulse decision being made. This is where the third symptom comes in. The person just suddenly disappears for hours or weeks. This is either them planning their suicide or they've already committed suicide and they're dead. This is like the very, very last symptom that you usually see, because when people commit suicide, they don't do it in public. They do it in a secluded area where people won't be able to find them for a while, so that if people do come to help, it'll already be too late. It's horrible, but it happens. And as a society, we need to help these people out. I feel it's necessary to talk about because there are so many people out there that are suffering, and this TV show is only making it worse. You know, it's pushing them over the edge. It's making suicide look good, so they think that it's a good thing, and then they go off and commit suicide. And I hate that. And as a person that, once again, wanted to commit suicide, I told one of my teachers, and they immediately helped me. Okay? This girl is clearly showing symptoms of wanting to commit suicide, and no one is helping her, not even her parents. No one is helping. And that's the worst part about it all. You know, they're unrealistically depicting a worst case scenario for an unrealistic looking teenage girl in an unrealistic school in an unrealistic world where no one gives a shit about her. There has to be someone out there that cares about that main character. But from what I can see from watching the TV show, there is nothing there to help her. Okay? If you have friends, they will probably help you once they start seeing symptoms. If you go to school, the counselors and the teachers will help you once they start seeing symptoms. The world is not as cruel of a place as you think it is. And for those of you that are considering suicide, please, please, for the love of God, do not commit suicide. Because once again, you're not going to be remembered for the good things like the TV show 13 Reasons Why depicts. You're going to be remembered for taking your own life, and for how much of a coward you were for doing so. That's all I have for this video. I'm sorry for sort of exploding there. But one of my friends is a big watcher of the show and he heavily supports it, and I don't, because I actually have experienced wanting to commit suicide, and I've experienced some of my friends in the past attempting suicide and what that does to their mental health and physical health as well. So, once again, this is Sean from Living with Asperger's. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, hit that like and the subscribe button, and I will see all you guys next week. Peace.